Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, just shooting you guys a quick video to let you know about my Patreon page, which I set up a couple of days ago, and the sort of rewards that are available for you guys if you want to support the channel anymore. There's some pretty cool things in there, like extra videos and stuff that you might be interested in. I know a lot of people are saying like, dude, you need to make a video because people won't, they're not going to know about it unless they got to tune into the streams and stuff like that. So here you go. This is basically the Patreon page. I've got 3 patrons so far, which is pretty cool. And I've actually set up the levels of rewards to go alongside the ranks of the rank system. So we got bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, then kind of jokey ones for master and grandmaster. I'll come back to those in a second, and then I'll show you some of the stuff that's already up there and fill you guys in on the plans. And I'll tell you what the rewards are going to actually entail as we move forwards through this. So actually, well, first of all, I got my goal, and this is part of one of the big reasons that I've started the Patreon page, right, is that I'm doing this full time. And at the moment, I'm working to get like an office space. I've moved down to this downstairs room. I used to be recording in my bedroom. I've moved to a new room. I don't make enough money to move out of the house, so I'm kind of stuck in my parents' house. It's just the way it is. I live in Dublin. It's very, very expensive to move out, and the channel is still too small. I don't have a Twitch partnership, so there's just no way of doing moving out as of yet on the current money that it'd make, which is pretty tiny, unfortunately. But yeah, looking into building perhaps, or getting a prefab or some sort of room in the back garden to work as the office, and you wire it up, run the internet out there as well. So basically the reason we're doing that was like getting an office in Dublin would have been about €500 a month. In fact, not even dollars, is a bit more expensive, but €500. I do all the donations and stuff now through dollars because most viewers would be from North and South America continents, a lot from Europe as well, but pretty comfortable working with dollars. Yeah, so it's gonna be a room at the back, and yeah, it should work out as like getting a loan or something like that for 12 months, maybe $6,000 loan, dollar loan, euro loan, payback €500 a month. That would work out actually as being pretty reasonable. It's kind of the same as renting an office, except at the end of it, you actually have an asset, which is worth far more, as opposed to having nothing. It's more comfortable, it's more convenient, there's no commute, there's no extra expenses for food, for travel, stuff like that. And then also we can kind of guarantee that it will work well, that there won't be kind of like issues with the times I want to record or stuff like that, which could happen in a public office with security and insurance. Because yeah, the office I'd be renting would be very small. But basically that's it. That's what the kind of the goal is at the moment. So trying to get up to, like, it would be amazing if I could actually through Patreon be able to fund the loan repayments and stuff like that. That would be just so great. It would take a lot of pressure off me. So I'm not expecting to hit that at all, but every little that people give really does make a very big difference. So yeah, that's what that is, just in case you're wondering why I did set this up. And also we don't have the Twitch partnership yet. So for people who do want to like subscribe and show support from Twitch, like that's one way of doing it as well, is that you could partner on Patreon. I actually get more money from Patreon than I would through Twitch. It's more creator friendly. I think Twitch would take half of the money of a subscription, whereas Patreon takes like 5% or something like that, maybe 10%. Nowhere near as much anyway. I'm not super sure. Anyway, let's look at the rewards, because that's probably what you guys are more interested in. So for bronze, which is like $1 per month, which is I think the lowest thing I can set it to. It's basically guilt-free use of ad block. I've had people asking that on my videos as well. It's like, dude, does ad block take away from your channel? Oh yeah, it does. That's how you get like your base income is from ads around on YouTube, the ads that YouTube puts on the video. By the way, the YouTube puts the ads on the videos. I don't choose them or anything like that, because I've had some people say that too. I don't know what you get. I think it's based on your usage of Google and the stuff that you watch. Basically all that info that companies are tracking on you is how they make the ads. Yeah, so yeah, basically it does impact me. Obviously people use ad block, but it's a pretty small thing from person to person. But I know that people might not want to watch ads, but they want to support me as much as they can. So I said, like €1 a month, just guilt-free use of ad block, that does more than watching ads could ever do. So there you go, and just a little bit of support if you want to throw it my way. That's a nice thing to do. Also giving you access to the Patreon feed, which will be this thing in the middle. So at the moment I have a couple of public things, and I got a couple of things which are for other viewers. But for example, this one over here, which I made, again, we only have the 3 patrons that can actually see it and use it so far. But this was made yesterday. But yeah, this was a video because I have hit Grandmaster, by the way, for the end of the season. You guys will find out about that on YouTube in the next couple of days. But yeah, so I showed the promotion video up to Grandmaster, all the stats for the season, and kind of compare them to stats of the previous season. Very, very casual video. There's no commentary or anything, just kind of video. Me going through it as I was kind of like logged on the next day and saw my Grandmaster promotion. That's like the video of me discovering that, you know, no webcam or commentary, but it's just there. Kind of a little behind the scenes thing that I think you guys might enjoy and find interesting. So that's there for pretty much anyone who has access to the Patreon feed. That's there for everyone. It's for the $1 plus patrons. We're coming back to this one, which is for the $20 plus once we get to that point. But yeah, I'll also be putting up some posts, maybe some questions, filling you guys in, that sort of thing. So there'll be a few little things here and there for people that give anything to look forward to and to get some value out of Patreon as well. It's very important to me. Like, to me, it doesn't make any sense to be like, okay, you give me money and then you're not getting anything in return. I know people like doing that. If like they really enjoy the YouTube videos themselves and they want to, you know, show support, and that's great. But I also want to be able to give something of use back, and that's where a lot of these rewards came from. It's for the stuff that people have been asking, like, oh, is there some way we can do this extra thing? And like, I'd be willing to pay money to do it. It's like or cool if I give you like a donation live on Twitch when you're streaming. It's like, could I like get in for some extra games or something like that? It's all that sort of stuff that people are already looking to do, that people have already asked me if it's possible to do. That's the kind of stuff that I've worked in to the different reward levels, so that, yeah, you can get it now through this like kind of guaranteed sort of formal structure where it'll be much easier for me to deliver and kind of clearer for you what you can get and how you can get it. Silver then is also a pretty simple reward level here. So it's $5 per month. You can submit questions for a monthly Patreon Q&A video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Q&A video every month. I actually just answered a comment on YouTube right now before I started this video, which is asking this. But yeah, I'll do a Q&A video every month, and I'll give preference to people that are the silver level patrons. And we don't have any yet, so probably for the first one, unless some of you guys sign up after this, it will be fairly kind of random. It'll be a bit of a raffle thing. But yeah, I'll probably ask people during a live stream or on a YouTube video some questions. I'll also set up a Patreon post for the silver patrons and do it as well through Discord. Actually, no, I won't do it through Discord because these guys don't have access to Discord. I'll just do it through a Patreon post on the page. I'll say, okay, guys, you want to submit the questions? I'm going to try to keep the Q&A shorter as well. And then I'll give preference to all the patrons. They'll be the first section of the video. And then whatever time is left over, I'll do like random questions from the YouTube comments and stuff like that. Because there's just no way to get through all the YouTube comments. That's going to be a crazy long video. So I'm going to cut it down, give preference to the patrons. So hey, if you really want to get your questions in, you can do so if you're already supporting me through this. And if not, it'll be a raffle thing. I think that's kind of fair. Then also said you like me and you want to donate a bit more because that's because you're cool like that. Plus the previous reward, so they get access to the feed as well. But yeah, it's just kind of like a little extra way to donate a bit extra and just to say, you know, thank you. Here you go. Price of a cup of Starbucks coffee every month if you want. Then we get into some of the more serious rewards. So gold is €10 or more per month. This gives you Discord privileges. There's a Discord role in my channel. There's also a Discord specific chat room in the channel as well, where you can communicate with other patrons, discuss sort of stuff like that. And you'll see that I'm really going to be trying to build a community with the kind of the gold, platinum, and diamond levels, particularly. I really want to get like a special kind of community going. So they've got the Discord role. Also, this is a big thing here, priority for party invites during streams. So you guys who've been watching the streams or even some of the videos from the streams will know that when I do like quick match games and streams, like for a quest, or, you know, I'm playing on the US account at the moment because we're still like, it's Smurf, we're still leveling it up to even get into ranked at the moment. I got to do some of that sort of stuff on EU as well. Whenever I'm doing that, he's going to open it up to whoever wants to join in can join in. Now, what happens if you're a gold level patron is that you get priority. It's like you go, hey, I want to join in. I'm a gold level patron. It goes, okay, well, everyone else who's just, you know, a regular viewer, you know, we'll have maybe a couple of spots for those guys, but the patrons will all get in first. So if you want to like guarantee or be in for a number of games in a row, and even potentially in for an entire stream, you can do so if you are a patron. This will vary slightly depending on the size of it. Otherwise, like if you've got a couple of patrons, It might be just like, okay, whenever you guys are on, you can join in if you want, right? And then I found people have been pretty reasonable with it. They might play for like 4 or 5 games and then go, okay, it's like cool. I played like a bunch of games. I'm happy to watch the stream now and let some of the other people in because there's a bit of a queue building up. So that's really nice. But yeah, I mean, if it gets bigger, we might do like some patron only streams. We'll be like, okay, well today it's the only patrons, or other days it'd be like, well, there's like 2 slots for patrons or 3 slots for patrons and then 1 or 2 slots for everyone else. It really depends on how many people sign up. But yeah, if you want priority and you want to definitely get a slot in on those streams, then you can do so through this and get the Discord thing too, plus everything that came before. Platinum, this is where things get even a little bit bigger. So we've got access to Patreon only videos. It's going to be private Patreon only replay coaching. We'll talk about that with the Diamond thing. There's going to be tier list previews, which I'll go to in a second. Some behind the scenes stuff, all that sort of stuff. So there's going to be a bunch of videos on the Patreon feed that are only available to people that are Platinum and above. Now, there's only 20 spots for Platinum as well, and I'll come to why in a little bit. They also get priority for replay coaching during streams. So whenever I'm doing replay coaching, be it on my own stream or on Zola, people that are patrons, on Zola as well, people who are subscribers, those people are going to be getting priority, basically, on those. So yeah, basically if you said, well, hey, look, I am one of the patrons, it's like, okay, well, you get in and you get your thing looked at first, basically. So I know people are very interested in this, getting their stuff looked at. So yeah, this will basically tie in with the streams. You can get priority for being chosen within the streams for that if you are this level of patron. Now, this thing here, the patron only videos, actually I've got one up already and went up this morning, actually very early this morning, because I was up late and I was kind of thinking about this. But yeah, this is the my preview for the tier list for the upcoming patch, which is the new season of Hero League, Season 1 for 2017. So this is a pretty big deal. This is basically, this is going to be one of the big recurrent themes on Patreon here, right, that I'm going to be doing. So with the tier list, what I'm going to do from now on, what I was doing before was I would do it like on day 1 and have it up day 1 on YouTube. Here's the tier list. One slight problem with that was that sometimes I get things wrong, or very amusingly, sometimes I get things right and be raged at. So for example, basically it's based on my understanding of the game, my reading of the patch notes, and my impressions of PTR, which is inherently somewhat limited and can be somewhat biased. But 2 examples of it working out well and not working out well. I remember one example of it working out really well was on the Season 1. No, sorry. The start of Season 3. Yeah, start of season, the first one for Season 3. I put Raynor as tier S and Assassins, and everyone was freaking out, calling me a noob, telling me I was an idiot, and multiple other terms and stuff on YouTube. Now, of course, it turned out about a week later, everyone was on Reddit complaining, Raynor's OP, Raynor is broken, disable Raynor, it's not fair to have him in ranked. Turned out that Raynor was, in fact, tier S. People hadn't realized that at the time and let me know, very much so in the comments of that video, but it was still right on that count. Then sometimes I get it wrong, for example, Murky from PTR, I wasn't sure how strong he'd be, then going from PTR to live servers, he received a few little nerfs, and I thought, okay, well this would probably leave Murky just kind of middle of the road. I was actually wrong. He turned out he was actually OP. He was actually still really strong. Then he got another few little nerfs, and people were saying, oh, he's not going to be that weak. Turns out now he's really underpowered. You know, it just can be difficult to judge from those little nerfs. Like, I saw the first round of kind of apparently small nerfs and thought, okay, this will put him down quite a bit. It didn't. People saw the second round of small nerfs. I said, no, this is the one that puts him down a lot. And they were like, no, but it won't. He's still going to be the same. He's still going to be just as strong. He actually went down quite substantially. So it's just one of those funny things. It can be a bit inaccurate. So the way I'm going to fix it... on Patreon, maybe 2 or 3 days before, I'm going to go through my tier list. We'll start with the old one. I've got this new program, which is really, really cool, made by one of the viewers, which is like very, very thankful for. I would say his name, but I can't remember how to pronounce it. It's like Santu, something like that. I'm terrible at names, I'm sorry. But yeah, he made this program. It's really, really cool. And you can sort of see a little preview image of it right here. And I'll basically go through and kind of talk about how I think the meta is going to change with the patch, what I think all the changes mean for the heroes, how it has changed since I released the tier list anyway. I'm going to move stuff around, rearrange it, and basically let you guys know like what I think it's going to be, so that the patrons have access to this, and only patrons with $20 or more have access to this. basically platinum level or above. So those guys get access to this for basically just early access. So going into your own Hero League games, you have all this kind of information laid out already. With the caveat that, okay, that's without any of the statistical data that's gathered through the first couple of days. And then what I'll do for everyone else on YouTube, maybe 2 days into the season, I can take basically my own reasoning and my own thoughts, combine those with 2 days of data gathered from Hero League in general. I can put them together and then bring you like the proper tier list for that patch, which I'd be very, very confident on. My own thoughts backed up with data. Whatever the data contradicts it, I can adjust them, work out why, have some time to think about it, and then bring you guys that tier list. So kind of instead of being the one tier list on day one of the patch, we'll have this new preview tier list a couple of days before, which is going through how I think it's going to change, and then the final tier list on YouTube for everyone a couple of days after the patch, which will be all the info basically backed up by some data and kind of my thoughts on that, which will be basically the same as the current tier list videos that are up there. This one is much more kind of casual and informal, which kind of ties into the idea of a community, which I want to talk about. I'm going to hop over to Diamond, then talk about Platinum and Diamond together very, very briefly. But here we go. Diamond, there's only 5 spots. 1 has been taken. And this has monthly, private, Patreon-only replay coaching videos, giving you feedback on your continuous progress month to month. So I know a lot of people have been interested in coaching, and basically if you do this, and you also get all the other previous rewards as well, of course, but this is every month I'll take, 1, maybe even 2 of your games, coach you through those games on like videos that are private to Patreon only, and I'll coach you through that. I'll come back every month. So I'll start this first one, will be, based on a couple of games from your first week or 2, probably your placement games of 2017 season 1, and then I'll coach you every month through the entire season, right? And we'll see your progress through each season, each one, kind of pick up on then themes more so, like mistakes that maybe seems like a small mistake in the first video, but then like we come back in the second video, the third video, and we see, oh, well, hang on, actually, in every single one, you're still making this mistake. It's not just a small mistake. This is actually a big problem that we need to work on. Things like that. So like really coaching you through, seeing you improve as well, giving you continuous feedback, like, okay, you improved really well in this area and you're going up, but there's still like, okay, there's actually one thing that we could do, or we can add this additional piece of advice on now that you've reached this particular level of play. You've kind of overcome this problem. So here's something even extra that you can do now that would have been a bit too advanced before when we're still struggling with that one, but now we can add it on. All that sort of stuff. So I think that should be a really interesting thing for people to partake in. And then this comes back to the idea of community, is that these videos, only the diamond level patrons will be able to enter into that. And again, there'll only be 5 of them at most. And we'll adjust perhaps the number of these as we go forwards, depending on the demand and depending on how much work it turns out to be for me. I think 5 is a really good number that can actually develop like a bit of, a really nice community. Like we'll get like a really good sort of one-on-one conversation going with each of, I can do that with each of these 5 members because it's a relatively small group. So like 5 members, I really get to know them. You guys, they really get to know me. I can really coach them in a very personal one-on-one way. Now, I'll also let the Platinum guys are going to be able to watch those videos when they're put up, right? And then they'll be able to talk about it. They'll be able to get that extra info as well for their games. So it won't be their games that are being coached, but they can learn from this coaching. And then they can also get involved in the discussion and maybe like discuss it in Discord. And you can also like partner up together. Be like, dude, like I saw your replay. Do you want to like partner up? I think it's a really cool idea for community, like add a bit of extra discussion, maybe a few little extra tips, like when the Platinum dudes can be like, oh yeah, that was a great video, watching you play Kael'thas, like here's like a little extra tip that I know from playing Kael'thas you might find really helpful, and then, when the Diamond guys could be like, oh, well, thank you very much, that's great, and then, do you want to play a game together sometime? Cool, let's do that, we're about the same level of play, we can improve together, awesome. I think it could be really nice to build up this little community. Again, there'll only be like 20 Platinum level players, so at max right now. So I think like everyone could really get to know each other. There's the patron only room on Discord for the bigger patron donators, the Patreon donators, and yeah, I think it's just be like this little community within the bigger community of like the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel, everyone who watches the videos. I think that would be a really nice way to kind of like give back for people that want to support the channel even more. basically like people who are like really dedicated, really into the kind of content I create can kind of join together and have this kind of mini extra community within that of people who are like-minded. Yeah, I think it could be really good. Hey, let me know what you think down below, but I think it looks pretty good from what I have set up so far. So again, just to go, I also got Master and Grandmaster. So Master is $1,000 per month, which is way too much money. That's simply it. And everything else as well. You get everything else too, if you need it. I'm sure you've got nearly everything you need. And then Grandmaster is $1 million per month, which is going to let me retire early and live a life of luxury, which would be fantastic. And it literally only has drawbacks for you, the viewer, because I'm going to retire. But yeah, if you want to do that, you can. Just say it. Just throwing it out there. It's an option if you really want to be Grandmaster. But yeah, there you go. So again, just go over these. Okay, we got Bronze is $1 per month to get access to the Patreon feed. Guilt-free use of ad block. Silver is just $5 or more per month. So it's just like you want to add a little bit extra onto the donation. And then you can also get priority for questions in the Q&A video. Gold is where things get a bit more serious here. It's $10 or more per month, which is a fair amount to ask of people. Fairly big amount to ask of people, I mean, in case they don't understand the Irish lingo there. But yeah, you get the Discord role. Discord privileges your own Discord channel for patrons. And then you get priority for party invites during streams. Like you can get into those parties guaranteed or for longer periods of time because you are a patron. And a Platinum, access to Patreon only videos. So you can see all the replay coaching that happens through Patreon. And you can see the tier list previews like this one and all that sort of stuff like that. And the behind the scenes, I'll be a bit more open with the behind the scenes and kind of multiple people can see it probably. Like I probably might just set that as like a bronze or silver level one, sometimes depending. I'll be a bit more flexible with that one. But we'll see how it goes. But like the replay coaching and the tier list previews will be regular videos, like a guaranteed tier list with every patch pretty much. And then yeah, I might even do like a smaller like tier list update on Patreon, maybe for like silver people as well. Like, so I'll do the big tier list preview because I do a proper tier list video with every major patch. I might do a smaller one with the smaller patches, which have like small changes. I might do that through Patreon. I'll definitely consider that. That's something I'll get back to you guys on and I'll update this accordingly. But yeah, this will be like the major tier list, every major patch that will get early access on Patreon. And then they can see the coaching, and they also get priority for the replay coaching videos during the streams, which are the most in-demand streams that I have. The most in-demand thing I do at the moment is those replay coaching streams. We had over 300 viewers on the last one. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal. And they're also, loads of them are sending emails in, so I can't get to see everyone. If you do want to have yours prioritized, you can get that done through being a Platinum patron. And then at Diamond, you get the monthly coaching videos, which will be put up on Patreon. They'll be private, only people Platinum and above. Again, that's maximum 25 people will be able to see them. And we'll build up this little community here of people kind of helping each other out, growing better together, kind of like similar like-minded people. I think it'd be really cool. And again, with this, it's like seeing your progress month to month and being able to give you then this sort of continuous feedback. And yeah, I think that should be pretty cool. We've already got one set up. I'm going to be doing that again sort of around the end of this month. So that will be with the first, say, I'll probably leave it like the first 2 weeks of the new season to give people to get their placement games done, to get maybe a couple of just regular games done as well, and then you could send in maybe 2 videos. That'll probably be what I do for this one. So they should have time for people to actually get some of the new season played and get some games done, get some good ones to send in, and then we can go through those and then look at the progress month to month throughout this season, and then potentially as well if people are happy with it and they stay for the next season, and so on, and go through and just give all that continuous feedback. And then if you have lots of money, please do give these ones. I'd be most appreciative, but I don't really expect it. And there you go, guys. Again, like I said, there's a couple of things up here already. There will be more. This is just the first few days of this. Thank you very much to the 3 guys who have already patroned me. Really, really appreciate that. And yeah, we'll see how it goes going forwards. But I'm pretty happy. I think this looks good. I hope you think it looks good too. It's kind of like a number of things that people already wanted, I'm going to be able to deliver. I think there's already a nice setup for some regular content on Patreon, so it won't be like a dead thing, which I know happens to some other Patreon things. I think this looks... I don't know. Again, give me any feedback if you want to see any other sort of stuff as well worked into this. I'm very open to feedback because it's literally just started. But yeah, for now, I think it looks pretty good. I hope you do too. And I will catch you all next time for a proper Heroes of the Storm, a regular Heroes of the Storm video. But thanks for watching this one on Patreon. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.